Good morning, Chair Murray and Ranking Member Burr. I'm honored to be alongside my colleague and friend, Secretary Javier Becerra, speaking about the critical work of safely reopening our nation's schools for in-person learning. President Biden made it clear on his first day that getting all students safely into the classroom is a top priority. That has been my priority as well. I'm proud that the vast majority of America's 50 million students are in school full-time learning in person. Schools are the heartbeat of communities. They're like second families to students and staff. They're thrilled to be together again. In many areas, schools are the only place where students have access to STEM laboratories, music and theater, gymnasiums, social services, and nutritious meals. Especially amid the pandemic, schools also empower parents and caregivers to get back to work and access the vital services that they need themselves. Last week, I visited 5 states and 11 cities during the Department of Education's Return to School road trip. I saw sheer joy, the joy that students and educators feel about being back together, learning in person. My team and I saw students reconnecting with friends in band practice, on the basketball court, in the classrooms, and yes, even in the cafeterias. The Biden administration has worked hard to help make that a reality. Schools are the most effective means of ensuring students receive the academic, social, emotional, and mental health supports they need to thrive. First, the American Rescue Plan, or ARP, has been a historic lifeline. Our education system didn't serve all students well before the pandemic, particularly students of color and students from low-income backgrounds. With $130 billion, ARP is empowering states, school districts, and educators to safely reopen schools and address education inequities that COVID-19 highlighted and in many cases made worse. But these funds are just the first step. At the Department of Education, we're a service agency. We're supporting districts to implement ARP funds and sharing best practices. We released multiple resources and have convened conversations with education leaders to provide tailored support for schools and districts. We spent a lot of time listening. Our work is far from over, but we have seen great progress. When the Biden administration took office, 23% of K-8 schools were operating fully remote. By May, just 2% were remote. I'm proud to say that we're going to be launching a data dashboard soon where you can see reopening data throughout the country in real time. Currently, about 96% of school districts are fully reopened for in-person learning. Only a handful are utilizing hybrid or remote models for brief periods to contain the spread of COVID-19. While we must stay vigilant, I'm proud to say that despite an increase in a variant of COVID-19 about a month before school started, America is back to school. Moving forward, we'll promote health and safety in schools, we'll support students' social and emotional needs, and we'll accelerate students' academic learning. On health and safety, we know mitigation strategies work. The data is proving that. We cannot risk another year of shuttered classrooms and canceled sports performances or extracurricular activities. We owe it to our students and we owe it to our families to follow the science and implement evidence-based mitigation strategies in our schools, such as masking and physical distancing. Regarding our students' social and emotional development, they've suffered enough. Students' wellness must be factored into the reopening. School districts are determining their students' needs and hiring social workers and school psychologists and implementing new mental health supports. And finally, we're assisting school districts in their work to address lost instructional time. Not only as an educator, but as a father, I can tell you that learning in front of a computer is no substitute for in-person learning. Districts are using ARP funds to invest in tutoring, extended learning time, and much more. Despite the adversity we've faced, I am more optimistic about the future of education than ever before. I've seen teachers face unprecedented challenges with determination, creativity, and an unwavering love for their students. I've seen families come together to support the education of the children. I've seen education leaders make tough decisions knowing that they're not always going to be popular, but they're putting the students' needs first. And I've seen students flourish. Their resilience is our inspiration at the Department of Education. States are using ARP to build back better. The education system we had before March 2020 is not the goal. We can and we must do better. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you very much.